And almost 3 months after more than 250 Venezuelan migrants were held in a prison for terrorists in El Salvador, a cloak of silence surrounds the case. Neither their lawyers nor their families have had access to them. From El Salvador, our correspondent Roberto Hugo Preza with the details.
Jaime Ortega leads the team of lawyers hired by the government of Venezuela to represent more than 250 migrants from that country, held in the terrorist confinement center Sigot. Less than a week before 3 months of their illegal confinement, the lawyers have not had any contact.
Podemos hablar de una retardación de justicia. ¿Por qué? Porque perfectamente la institución...
We can speak of a delay of justice. Of a delay of justice? Why? Because perfectly well, the institution of habeas corpus generates and requires an immediate dynamic. It requires expeditious acts. Why? Because we are dealing with the personal freedom of a human being. In this case, the personal freedom of 252 Venezuelan citizens. They have been totally isolated for almost 3 months. This lawyer is clear that this is a political case, which has nothing to do with a violation of U.S. migration laws.
The fact that
there is no law for them to be able to resolve them in a prompt manner means that they are still in a legal limbo. Therefore, they are forgotten by a system that does not recognize them. As in El Salvador, they are not processed, but also in a system that rejects them on behalf of U.S. immigration. Therefore, if this were a legal issue, it would have been resolved by now, but it's totally a political issue. Social organizations have been vigilant and have repeatedly requested the government to release them and respect their rights.
Hay que recordar de que no existe ninguna base legal y jurídica por parte de la legislación salvadoreña para retener...
It must be remembered that there is no legal and juridical basis in Salvadoran legislation to hold Venezuelan citizens who have not been seen or held in court to be imprisoned in Salvadoran jails. Salvadoran jails are for those who have been convicted for crimes in Salvadoran judicial processes. In view of the silence of the state and the passivity of the justice institutions, the lawyers see the ruling of a federal judge in Maryland, which ordered the U.S. government to design a mechanism for Venezuelans to have the right to a hearing within a period of time that expires this Wednesday, as a way out.
Nosotros estamos ya prestos, tenemos todo y cada uno de los escritos.
We are ready. We have each and every one of the documents already prepared so that when the government of the United States and El Salvador coordinate the situation and call us to be ready to meet them, to let them know their rights both in El Salvador and the United States. And for this reason, we also have a strategic alliance with U.S. lawyers who are experts in immigration issues. In view of the uncertainty, relatives of 2 migrants detained at Sigot traveled to this country to try to arrange a visit to the maximum security prison where entry is prohibited.
Roberto Hugo Preza, teleSUR, El Salvador.